Welcome back to the channel. Today, we'll be breaking down one of Shakespeare's most iconic and surprising story, Merchant of Venice. Even though this play was written over 400 years ago, it's still surprisingly modern. It is about friendship, broken trust, risky deals, and a courtroom shutdown that changes everything. We've got a love-struck friend trying to win the girl, a merchant who risks everything for loyalty, and a moneylender who demands the most terrifying payment ever written in a contract. From the luxury of Belmont to the chaos of the Venetian market, we will walk you down through the plot, the drama, and why this story still sparks conversations today. So stay tuned because this is not just Shakespeare. It's a high-stakes story about choices, consequences, and the thin line between mercy and justice.
Welcome to Renaissance Venice, a city of wealth, trade, and secrets. This is The Merchant of Venice, William Shakespeare's timeless tale of friendship, love, prejudice, and justice.
Our story begins with Antonio, a merchant known for his generosity. His best friend, Bassanio, is in love with the beautiful heiress Portia. But there's a problem. He's broke. To win her hand, Bassanio needs money, and Antonio agrees to help. Since Antonio's fortune is tied up in ships at sea, he borrows the money from Shylock, a Jewish moneylender. But Shylock has a grudge. Antonio has insulted him for years. So, Shylock makes a chilling deal. If Antonio can't repay the loan, Shylock will claim a pound of his flesh. Antonio agrees and the deal is sealed. Meanwhile, in Belmont, Portia faces her own challenge. Her late father's will demands that her suitors choose between 3 caskets, 1 gold, 1 silver, and 1 lead. Choose the right one and she'll marry him. Choose wrong and he must leave. Many fail. But when Bassanio arrives, he chooses wisely, the humble lead casket, and wins Portia's heart.
In
that moment, the weight of uncertainty lifted from Portia's heart. Bassanio had chosen true, guided not by wealth nor by appearance, but by sincerity. And as she stepped toward him, her smile carried both gratitude and a love she had long held in silence. Here, in the glow of destiny fulfilled, their spirits met, not merely as noble lady and suitor, but as 2 souls finely aligned.
The sea showed no mercy. In a single night, the fortunes Antonio trusted to the winds were dragged into chaos. Waves rose like living mountains, and the storm, wild and unforgiving, claimed the ships that carried his hopes. One vessel after another surrendered to the tempest. Masts shattered, sails were ripped away, and the ocean devoured everything in its path. Antonio's wealth months of labor, trade, and trust, there was no saving it. Splintered into drifting wreckage.
Antonio's ships are lost at sea. He's ruined and can't repay Shylock. Now, Shylock demands his bond. He's furious not just over money, but over the way Antonio and others have treated him. To Shylock, this is his chance for justice, or revenge. In the Grand Court of Venice, justice looms like a marble giant. Whispers echo beneath towering columns as the city gathers to witness a reckoning, one born from debt, pride, and vengeance. Shylock enters with steady steps, scales of justice in one hand, the wrapped blade in the other. His resolve is unbroken. Today he seeks not mercy, but the bond he was promised. Antonio stands before the court, worn and pale, accepting his fate. No resistance, no fear, only the quiet resignation of a man who believes his end has come. With a single motion, Shylock slams the bond onto the judge's desk. His hand presses firmly over the parchment. The law is clear, and he intends to claim every letter of it. But then, hope enters the hall. Portia, disguised as a doctor of law, steps forward. The candles flicker as if recognizing a shift. She speaks softly yet with strength, reminding the court that mercy is not strained. It falls like gentle rain, blessing both the giver and the receiver. Her words hang in the air like golden light. But Shylock's heart remains iron. His jaw tightens, his eyes burn. He rejects mercy and demands justice. Antonio closes his eyes as Bassanio stands behind him, torn between fear and helpless devotion. The room holds its breath. The moment of sacrifice has arrived. Shylock readies his blade, grinding it against the whetstone. Each spark is a reminder of the cold purpose he carries. But before the blade can fall, Portia lifts the contract and reveals the truth hidden within its lines. Her voice cuts through the silence. There is no mention of blood. The court erupts in shock. Shylock realizes he is defeated. Shylock collapses into his seat, the scales trembling in his grasp. His power shatters in an instant. The law he clung to has turned against him. Antonio is free. Relief floods the hall as Antonio is freed. Bassanio embraces him, the weight of despair replaced by overwhelming gratitude. In this moment, Venice breathes again. Shylock is defeated. He loses not only the case, but much of his wealth and is forced to convert to Christianity. Justice is served, but it feels cold and cruel. Back in Belmont, love wins the day. Portia reveals her true identity. The couples are reunited, and even better. Antonio learns that his ships have miraculously returned safely. Everyone celebrates, except Shylock, who fades from the story in silence. The Merchant of Venice leaves us with tough questions. Was justice truly served? Did Shylock deserve mercy? Shakespeare blurs the lines between villain and victim, reminding us that prejudice and pride can destroy even the noblest intentions. The play mixes romantic comedy and courtroom drama, but beneath it all lies a deep commentary on mercy, revenge, and the value of humanity. The Merchant of Venice, a story that still challenges us to think about compassion and fairness centuries later. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more classic literature summaries, and drop a comment with your favorite quote from the play. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes mercy is the greatest justice of all.